Close your eyes and let yourself settle into this moment. Tonight, we're going to explore something wonderfully simple, yet profoundly liberating. You don't need to solve anything tonight. And as you listen, you'll discover why this truth is woven into the very fabric of how we're designed to rest and restore. Fact 1. The phrase "you don't need to solve anything tonight" isn't just reassurance, it's grounded in neuroscience. When we enter sleep, our prefrontal cortex, the part of our brain responsible for problem-solving and decision-making, naturally begins to quiet. Your brain knows that nighttime is not the time for solutions. It's designed to let go. Let that sink in for a moment. Your own biology is telling you something important right now. Fact 2. Throughout human history, across every culture and civilization, nighttime has been understood as a sacred boundary between effort and rest. From ancient Greece to indigenous traditions, the setting sun marked the end of striving. Our ancestors knew something we often forget in our modern world, that darkness is nature's invitation to release the day's burdens. You are part of this ancient rhythm, this timeless cycle of doing and being. Fact 3. The problems that feel urgent at night undergo what psychologists call temporal distortion. Research shows that worries literally appear larger and more unsolvable when we're tired. Your mind, in its exhausted state, magnifies concerns and strips away perspective. What feels impossible at midnight often becomes manageable by morning light. So if something feels overwhelming right now, trust that this feeling is temporary. It's not the truth of the problem, it's the lens of fatigue. Fact 4. There's a beautiful concept in philosophy called the wisdom of postponement. It recognizes that not all moments are equal for all tasks. Some moments are for deciding, some for creating, some for analyzing. And some moments, like this one, are simply for being. The wisdom lies in knowing which is which. Tonight is not a moment for solving. Tonight is a moment for being. Fact 5. During sleep, your brain doesn't actually stop working on problems, it transforms how it works on them. The process called memory consolidation occurs during deep sleep, where your mind reorganizes information, forms new connections, and often arrives at insights that eluded you during waking hours. In other words, by letting go consciously, you allow your unconscious mind to work more effectively. The solution you're searching for may well be forming right now, as you release your grip. Fact 6. The practice of deliberately setting aside worries at night has been documented in cognitive behavioral therapy as one of the most effective tools for managing anxiety and improving sleep quality. When patients are taught to mentally schedule their problem-solving for tomorrow, their sleep improves and, paradoxically, so does their actual problem-solving ability. Permission to rest creates better outcomes than forcing solutions. You have permission. You've always had permission. Fact 7. In the natural world, no creature solves problems in the dark. Birds settle into their nests, deer bed down in the forest, even the industrious beaver pauses its dam building. Rest is not weakness, it's fundamental wisdom observed across all of life. You are not separate from nature. You are part of it, and nature is whispering to you now, rest. Let yourself be an animal tonight. Simple. Tired. Ready to sleep. Fact 8. There's a meditation principle that says, not everything that enters your mind requires your attention. This is especially true at night. Thoughts will come about tomorrow, about yesterday, about all the things undone. But you can observe them like clouds passing across a quiet sky. They don't need to be solved, analyzed, or even fully understood. They just need to pass. Watch them drift by. You are the sky, not the clouds. Fact 9. The Japanese concept of ma refers to the meaningful space between things, the pause, the gap, the emptiness that gives shape to what surrounds it. Your nighttime rest is the ma of your life. Without it, nothing else has form or meaning. By honoring this space, you honor everything else. You are not avoiding your life by resting. You are making your life possible. And so, as we move deeper into this night together, let yourself sink into this truth. You don't need to solve anything tonight. Not because your concerns don't matter, but because they matter enough to deserve your rested, restored, capable mind. The morning will come. Solutions will form. But right now, in this moment, you are exactly where you need to be. Doing nothing. Solving nothing. Simply breathing. Simply here. As you continue to rest here, breathing slowly, let's explore something else about this night, about this particular moment in time. Fact 10. The human body operates on what scientists call the circadian rhythm, a 24-hour internal clock that has been refined over millions of years of evolution. This clock doesn't just tell you when to sleep, it actually changes your brain chemistry as night falls. Your cortisol levels drop, melatonin rises, and your body temperature decreases slightly. Every cell in your body is conspiring to help you let go. You are not fighting against yourself when you rest. You are finally, beautifully, working with yourself. Your body has been preparing for this moment all day long. Fact 11. There's a phenomenon that sleep researchers call sleep effort. The harder you try to sleep, the more elusive it becomes. This creates a paradox where the desperate need for rest actually prevents rest. But when you release the effort, when you stop trying to solve the puzzle of sleep itself, it arrives naturally. Even now, you don't need to try to relax. You simply need to stop trying not to. Let the effort dissolve. There's nothing to accomplish here. Fact 12. In many wisdom traditions, nighttime is considered a portal to deeper knowing. The Sufi mystics spoke of the night as when the soul remembers itself. The Christian desert fathers and mothers sought the stillness of night for contemplation. Indigenous dreamers across continents understood darkness as a teacher. They knew that the absence of light isn't emptiness, it's fullness of a different kind. A space where different truths emerge. You are in that sacred darkness now. Not empty. Full. Fact 13. Modern neuroscience has discovered something remarkable about REM sleep and dreaming. During this phase, your brain processes emotional experiences, filing them away and reducing their emotional charge. Traumatic memories, stressful moments, difficult feelings, all are gradually metabolized during sleep. Your dreams aren't just random images. They're your mind's way of digesting life. By sleeping, you are literally healing. The healing is happening. You don't have to do it. It's being done for you. Fact 14. There's an old concept in physics and philosophy called the principle of least action. It suggests that nature always takes the path requiring the least energy expenditure. Rivers flow downhill. Heat moves from hot to cold. And you, when you allow it, naturally move toward rest. Fighting this principle is what creates suffering. Aligning with it is what creates peace. You are a river right now, finding your way downward, towards sleep, effortlessly. Fact 15. Research into productivity and performance has revealed something counterintuitive. People who deliberately rest and set boundaries around their problem-solving time are more creative, make better decisions, and solve complex problems more effectively than those who work continuously. The breaks aren't interruptions to success. They are the foundation of it. Your rest tonight is not time away from solutions. It is the very ground from which solutions grow. Every great insight has been preceded by rest. You are preparing your next breakthrough. Fact 16. In the Buddhist tradition, there's a teaching about non-striving. It points to the truth that some of life's most important experiences, love, joy, presence, and yes, sleep, cannot be forced or achieved through effort. They can only be allowed. They arise when we create the conditions and then step back. You have created the conditions now. You are lying down. You are breathing. You are here. The rest will come on its own. You are not abandoning your responsibilities by resting. You are fulfilling the most fundamental one. Fact 17. Sleep scientists have found that even one night of proper rest can improve emotional regulation by up to 30%. The problems that await you tomorrow will feel different after sleep, not necessarily smaller, but more approachable. Your capacity to meet them will be restored. In a very real sense, the person who faces tomorrow's challenges will be a stronger, clearer version of you. That person is being built right now, in this quiet darkness. You are not the same person you were this morning. You are becoming renewed. Fact 18. There's a profound simplicity in the cycle of day and night that we often overlook. Every single day ends. Every single night arrives. For billions of years, since long before humans walked this earth, the planet has turned, the sun has set, and darkness has fallen. It will happen again tomorrow. And the day after. This rhythm doesn't depend on you. It doesn't require your management or control. It simply is. You are held by something much larger than your individual will. The earth will keep turning. You can rest. Let yourself sink deeper still. As you rest here, perhaps you notice how your breathing has changed. How your body has settled. This is the natural unfolding of release. And there's more to discover about this state you're entering. Fact 19. The ancient Greeks had two different words for time. Chronos referred to chronological, measured time, the time of clocks and schedules. Kairos referred to the right time, the opportune moment. Time is experienced rather than measured. Night is Kairos time. It exists outside the pressure of minutes and hours. When you sleep, you step out of Chronos entirely. The deadlines, the schedules, the racing clock, they all pause. You enter a different relationship with time itself. Right now, time is not your master. You are suspended in something deeper. Fact 20. Studies on problem-solving reveal that the state just before sleep, called the hypnagogic state, is exceptionally creative. Thomas Edison used to hold ball bearings in his hand as he dozed in a chair, when he fell asleep, they would drop and wake him, allowing him to capture insights from this threshold state. Salvador Dali did the same with a key. They understood that the edge of sleep is where rigid thinking dissolves and new possibilities emerge. You are on that edge now. Not working, not trying, just allowing. Some of your best thinking happens when you've stopped thinking entirely. Fact 21. In traditional Chinese medicine, nighttime is associated with yin energy, receptive, cooling, restorative, feminine. Day is yang, active, warming, dynamic, masculine. Health requires both, in balance. Our culture often celebrates yang and neglects yin, but neither is superior. They are partners in the dance of life. By resting, you are not being weak or passive. You are embodying an essential form of strength. The strength to receive. The strength to restore. Yin is not weakness. It is the power that allows all growth. Fact 22. Neurologically, worrying at night activates your amygdala, the brain's fear center, while simultaneously suppressing your hippocampus and prefrontal cortex, the regions responsible for memory and rational thought. In other words, nighttime worry makes you simultaneously more afraid and less capable of thinking clearly. It's a neurological trap. But here's what's beautiful, simply knowing this can help you release it. You can recognize the trap for what it is. A trick of tired circuitry, nothing more. Your worries at this hour are not truth. They are exhaustion speaking. Fact 23. There's a concept in Taoism called Wu Wei, often translated as effortless action or non-doing. It doesn't mean doing nothing, but rather acting in harmony with the natural flow of things, without force or resistance. Sleep is perhaps the purest expression of Wu Wei. You cannot force it, only allow it. You cannot create it, only welcome it. This is the practice, welcoming without grasping. Allowing without forcing. You are practicing Wu Wei right now. Perfectly. Naturally. Fact 24. Sleep researchers have discovered that the glymphatic system, your brain's waste removal system, is up to 10 times more active during sleep than during waking hours. While you sleep, cerebrospinal fluid flows through your brain, washing away metabolic debris and toxins that accumulated during the day. Your brain is literally cleaning itself. Problems that felt sticky and persistent are being washed away at the cellular level. You are being purified by rest. Even now, the cleaning has begun. The clearing is underway. Fact 25. Throughout human history, many cultures practiced what anthropologists call segmented sleep or biphasic sleep. People would sleep for 4 hours, wake for 1 or 2 hours of quiet activity or contemplation, then sleep again. The period of wakefulness between sleeps was considered sacred time, for prayer, for reflection, for intimate conversation. This reminds us that even wakefulness in the night doesn't have to be anxious. It can be peaceful. If you wake tonight, you are not failing. You are participating in an ancient human rhythm. There is no wrong way to move through this night. Fact 26. Psychologists have identified something called the Zeigarnik effect, the tendency for unfinished tasks to occupy our minds more than completed ones. This is why unsolved problems feel so intrusive at night. But research also shows that simply writing down or acknowledging these unfinished items can release their psychological grip. You don't have to solve them. You just have to acknowledge them. And you have. You know they're there. That's enough for now. The problems are real, but they can wait. They will wait. They have no choice but to wait. Fact 27. In the mystical branches of many religions, darkness is not seen as the absence of light but as a different kind of presence. The dark night of the soul in Christian mysticism, the divine darkness of apophatic theology, the great void of Buddhist emptiness, all point to the same truth, that in darkness and unknowing, we can encounter something vast and nourishing. You are in that darkness now. Not lost. Not abandoned. Held. The darkness is not against you. It is for you. It is holding you gently. So breathe into this understanding. You have traveled through 30 minutes of permission, of wisdom, of ancient and modern knowledge, all pointing to the same truth. You don't need to solve anything tonight. The universe, in its infinite complexity and its elegant simplicity, has created this time for you to rest. Your body knows it. Your ancestors knew it. The earth itself demonstrates it with every rotation. You are exactly where you need to be. Doing exactly what you need to do. Which is nothing at all. You've been here for a while now. Listening. Breathing. Letting go, layer by layer. And with each fact, each understanding, you sink a little deeper into this truth that holds you. Fact 28. There is a beautiful phenomenon in nature called diapause, a period of suspended development that many animals enter during unfavorable conditions. Seeds wait underground for spring. Butterflies pause their metamorphosis. Bears slow their heartbeat in winter dens. This is not laziness or avoidance. It is wisdom encoded in biology itself. Sometimes the most intelligent response is to wait. To pause. To trust that the right moment will come. You are in your own form of diapause now. Suspended between the day that was and the day that will be. This pause is not emptiness. It is potential waiting to unfold. Fact 29. Neuroplasticity research shows that the brain actually rewires itself during sleep, strengthening important neural pathways and pruning away unnecessary connections. Each night, you quite literally become a different person. Your brain reorganizes based on what you learned, experienced, and felt. The you who wakes tomorrow will have a brain that has been reshaped by tonight's rest. You are not just recovering. You are evolving. While you do nothing, everything is being transformed. Fact 30. The poet Rainer Maria Rilke wrote, "Be patient toward all that is unsolved in your heart and try to love the questions themselves." This is perhaps the deepest form of permission, to love the questions, not just tolerate them. To see your unsolved problems not as failures but as companions on your journey. They don't need to be answered tonight. They are simply part of the landscape of your life, and like all landscapes, they change with time and light. Your questions can rest too. They are tired from being carried. Fact 31. Sleep scientists have identified that during certain stages of sleep, your eyes move rapidly beneath your eyelids, hence REM or rapid eye movement sleep. But here's something remarkable, these eye movements aren't random. They often correspond to the visual experiences you're having in dreams, as if you're watching your inner world unfold. Even in sleep, you are exploring, discovering, experiencing. Rest is not absence. It is a different kind of presence. You are never truly doing nothing. Life is always happening within you. Fact 32. In indigenous Australian cultures, the dream time is not just about sleep, it's a fundamental concept about the nature of reality itself. It represents the eternal present, where past, present, and future exist simultaneously. When you enter sleep, you touch something timeless. The problems of today, the worries about tomorrow, they all exist within time. But you, the deepest you, exists beyond time. You touch that timelessness every night. You are so much more vast than your problems. Fact 33. The autonomic nervous system has two branches, sympathetic, fight or flight, and parasympathetic, rest and digest. Modern life keeps most of us in sympathetic overdrive. But here, now, your parasympathetic nervous system is being activated. Your heart rate is slowing. Your digestion is improving. Your immune system is strengthening. This isn't just about feeling peaceful, your entire physiology is shifting into a healing state. Every cell is receiving the message, we are safe. We can restore. Safety isn't just a feeling. It's a biological reality you're creating right now. Fact 34. There's a practice in some meditation traditions of noting, simply labeling thoughts as they arise without engaging with them. Thinking. Planning. Worrying. This creates distance between you and your thoughts. You are not your thoughts. You are the spacious awareness in which thoughts appear. Tonight, if a thought about tomorrow arises, you can simply note it, planning for tomorrow. And let it pass like a cloud. It doesn't need your attention. It will be there in the morning. You are the sky. Vast. Clear. Unchanging. The clouds are just passing through. Fact 35. Research into sleep deprivation reveals just how essential rest truly is. Even modest sleep loss impairs judgment, weakens the immune system, disrupts emotional regulation, and reduces lifespan. But here's the hopeful part, the body is remarkably forgiving. One good night of sleep begins the restoration process. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are simply here, now, giving yourself what you need. And your body is grateful. It knows what to do with this gift. Healing begins immediately. It has already begun. Fact 36. In Japanese aesthetics, there's a concept called yugen, a profound, mysterious sense of the beauty of the universe and the sad beauty of human suffering. It suggests that there's something exquisite in not knowing, in the twilight, in the space between clarity and confusion. Your unsolved problems, your unanswered questions, they hold their own kind of beauty. Not because suffering is good, but because the uncertainty makes you human. Makes you tender. Makes you real. You don't have to have all the answers to be whole. You are already whole. And so, here you are. 40 minutes into this journey of release. You have heard about brain chemistry and ancient wisdom, about evolution and poetry, about the body's intelligence and the soul's knowing. All of it saying the same thing in different languages, rest is not a luxury. It is not an indulgence. It is not a failure to keep fighting. Rest is your birthright. Rest is wisdom. Rest is the ground from which all life grows. You don't need to solve anything tonight. Not because the problems aren't real, but because you are more real than any problem, deeper than any worry, older than any fear. Just breathe. Just be. Just this. You're still here. Still breathing. Still allowing. And in this stillness, there are deeper layers to discover. Softer truths waiting to be known. Fact 37. Scientists studying consciousness have found that the sense of self, the feeling of being a separate, continuous person, is actually constructed by the brain. It's not a fixed thing but a process, constantly being assembled and reassembled. During sleep, this construction relaxes. The boundaries of self become more fluid. You are not just yourself anymore. You are also breath. Also darkness. Also the space itself. This dissolution is not frightening. It is relief. When you stop being anyone in particular, you become everything in general. Fact 38. The heart has its own nervous system, about 40,000 neurons that function independently of the brain. Scientists call it the heart brain. This network sends more information to the brain than the brain sends to the heart. When your heart rate slows and rests, it is sending calm signals upward, telling your thinking mind, we are safe now. We can let go now. Your heart is wiser than your worry. Listen to it. Your heart has been trying to tell you something all day. Now, in the quiet, you can finally hear it. Fact 39. There's an ancient practice called yoga nidra or yogic sleep, a state of consciousness between waking and sleeping where deep healing occurs. In this state, you are profoundly relaxed yet aware. Some traditions say that 30 minutes of yoga nidra equals several hours of regular sleep. You may be touching that state right now. Hovering at the threshold. This is a powerful place. A place where transformation happens without effort. You are not quite awake. Not quite asleep. You are in the sacred in-between. Fact 40. Astronomers tell us that the universe itself has rhythms. Stars are born and die. Galaxies spin and collide. The cosmos expands and contracts. Even black holes, those mysterious devourers of light, eventually evaporate. Nothing in the universe is permanent. Everything pulses. Everything has its season of activity and its season of rest. You are made of the same matter as stars. You follow the same laws. Your need for rest is written in the fabric of reality itself. You are stardust, remembering how to rest. Fact 41. Memory researchers have discovered that sleep doesn't just consolidate memories, it also allows the brain to forget. We accumulate so much information each day, most of it irrelevant. Sleep is when your brain sorts through it all and lets go of what doesn't serve you. The act of forgetting is not a failure. It is curation. It is wisdom. Tonight, your brain is deciding what to keep and what to release. Trust this process. Some things are meant to be forgotten. Your brain knows which ones. Fact 42. In the Quran, it is written that sleep is one of the signs of God's mercy, a small death that allows renewal. In the Torah, sleep is described as 1/60th of death, a taste of the ultimate rest. Across spiritual traditions, sleep is seen as sacred, as a kind of practice for letting go of everything. Each night, you rehearse the art of surrender. Not because life is ending, but because surrender is how life continues. Every night, you practice the ultimate trust. And every morning, you are rewarded for it. Fact 43. The pineal gland, a small structure deep in your brain, produces melatonin when darkness falls. Ancient philosophers called the pineal gland the seat of the soul or the third eye. Modern science and ancient wisdom converge here. This tiny gland, responding to darkness, invites your entire being into rest. It is chemical and mystical at once. Your soul and your cells are singing the same song right now. Something ancient within you recognizes this darkness, welcomes it, has been waiting for it. Fact 44. Studies on gratitude show that people who practice thankfulness before sleep experience better sleep quality and wake feeling more refreshed. You don't have to solve your problems to feel grateful. You can simply be grateful for this moment. For the softness beneath you. For the breath moving through you. For the fact that, right now, you have nowhere else to be. Nothing else to do. This moment, just as it is enough. Thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing this. Thank you for resting. Fact 45. There is a scientific principle called emergence, the idea that complex systems give rise to properties that cannot be predicted from their individual parts. Consciousness emerges from neurons. Life emerges from molecules. And solutions, true solutions, emerge from rest. You cannot trace the path from sleep to insight. It is not linear. It is emergent, mysterious, generous. The answer you need is emerging right now, in ways you cannot see or understand. And that is exactly as it should be. The solution is forming in the darkness. Trust what you cannot see. 50 minutes have passed. 50 minutes of permission. Of science and soul. Of body and cosmos. Of the simple, radical truth that you are allowed to rest. That rest is not the opposite of productivity, it is the source of it. Not the enemy of solutions, but the womb from which they are born. You have been holding so much. For so long. And here, now, in this darkness, you can finally set it down. Not forever. Just for tonight. Just for these hours. Let the earth hold it. Let the night take it. Let your own body, wise and ancient, do what it knows how to do. You are held. You are safe. You are exactly where you belong. Breathe. Release. Dissolve into this welcome dark. If you're still listening, you're floating now. Suspended between worlds. And here, in this floating, there are whispers of truth that only this depth can reveal. Fact 46. Quantum physicists have discovered that at the subatomic level, particles exist in a state called superposition, being in multiple states at once until observed. Your problems, too, exist in superposition right now. They are both urgent and not urgent. Both solvable and unsolvable. Both important and less important than you think. It is only when you collapse them with your attention that they take on a fixed form. Right now, let them remain in superposition. Undefined. Unobserved. Free. In the quantum darkness, everything is still possible. Nothing has been decided yet. Fact 47. The average human body is replaced entirely every 7 to 10 years. Your skin cells, your bones, even the atoms in your heart. You are not the same physical being you were a decade ago. And yet, somehow, you remain yourself. This tells you something profound. You are not your body. You are not your circumstances. You are not even your problems. You are the continuous thread of awareness that watches everything change. And that awareness never needs fixing. What you truly are has never been broken. Fact 48. In deep meditation, practitioners sometimes experience what they call the gap, a space between thoughts where there is only pure awareness, without content. Sleep offers this same gift, but more completely. For hours, you will exist without thought, without identity, without problems. And you will not cease to exist. You will simply be. This is perhaps the most radical rest of all, rest from being someone. Tonight, you get to stop being anyone at all. Fact 49. Meteorologists know that storms need calm centers. The eye of a hurricane is a place of complete stillness, even as chaos swirls around it. Your life may have storms. Your tomorrow may have challenges. But here, now, you are in the eye. In the still center. The storm isn't gone, but you have found the one place where you can rest within it. This is not avoidance. This is navigation. This is wisdom. You have found the calm at the center of everything. Fact 50. Sleep researchers studying people who live in extreme environments, Arctic explorers, desert nomads, astronauts in space, have found that humans can adapt to almost any sleep schedule or condition. But the one thing that remains constant is the need for rest itself. You can sleep in pieces or all at once, in darkness or in midnight sun, on the ground or floating in zero gravity. But you must sleep. This need is more fundamental than culture, more basic than any individual difference. It unites you with every human who has ever lived. Your need for rest makes you part of the human family. You are not alone in this. Fact 51. Trees communicate through underground networks of fungi called mycelium, sharing nutrients and information even while they appear to stand separate and still. In winter, when trees look dead, they are actually deeply connected below the surface, sustaining each other through the dark months. You, too, are more connected than you know. Even in isolation, even in darkness, you are part of a vast network. Your rest nourishes not just you, but ripples outward in ways you cannot measure. Your rest is not selfish. It is generous. It feeds the whole. Fact 52. The philosopher Soren Kierkegaard wrote about the sickness unto death, a despair that comes from wanting to be rid of oneself, to escape one's own existence. But there is an antidote he didn't name: sleep. In sleep, you are temporarily freed from the burden of being yourself. You get a vacation from your own consciousness. And paradoxically, this is what allows you to return to yourself refreshed, reconciled, ready to continue. You need breaks from yourself. That's not weakness. That's design. Fact 53. Researchers studying time perception have found that when we're anxious or in pain, time seems to slow down. Minutes feel like hours. But in states of flow or deep rest, time seems to speed up or disappear entirely. By now, you may have lost track of how long you've been listening. That's beautiful. You've slipped outside of time's grip. You're in what the Greeks called eternity, not infinite time, but the experience of being outside time altogether. Time has released you. Or perhaps you've released time. Fact 54. In many fairy tales and myths, the protagonist must sleep to transform. Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, Rip Van Winkle. Sleep is portrayed as magical, as a chrysalis. And it is. While you sleep tonight, you are in chrysalis. The person who wakes will have metamorphosed in small but real ways. Not because you worked at it. Not because you tried. But because rest itself is transformative. The caterpillar doesn't try to become a butterfly. It simply surrenders to the darkness of the cocoon. You are in your cocoon now. The transformation is already underway. An hour has passed. A full hour of drifting, of releasing, of discovering that you are so much more than your problems, so much deeper than your worries, so much faster than any single night or day. You are quantum possibility. You are regenerating stardust. You are the still center of the storm. You are the awareness that needs no fixing. And all of this profound complexity and beauty, is asking the same simple thing of you: rest. Just rest. The universe has been resting since the beginning of time. Pulsing and pausing. Expanding and contracting. Doing and being. And you are part of that rhythm. Not separate from it. Not fighting against it. You are the rhythm itself. Let go now. Completely. Whatever small thread of attention you've been holding, release it. Sink into the darkness like a stone into deep water. Effortlessly. Inevitably. Naturally. The night will hold you. It always has. You may be dreaming now. Or hovering at the edge. But somewhere, perhaps, you still hear these words. And if you do, let them wash over you like waves. Gentle. Rhythmic. Requiring nothing. Fact 55. Oceanographers have discovered that the deepest parts of the ocean, the Hadal Zone, miles below the surface, are not silent. There are sounds down there. Whispers of ancient currents. Echoes of creatures unknown. And yet it is profoundly peaceful. Depth and sound can coexist. You can be deep in rest and still dimly aware. This doesn't mean you're failing to sleep. It means you're in the deep ocean of consciousness, where awareness takes on a different quality entirely. Even if you hear this, you are still deeply at rest. Awareness and sleep can hold hands. Fact 56. The human body temperature drops by 1 to 2 degrees Fahrenheit during sleep. This cooling is essential. It signals every system in your body to slow down, to conserve, to heal. You are becoming cooler, quieter, stiller. Like the earth itself cooling after sunset. Like embers settling after a fire. This temperature drop is your body's way of saying, the day is truly over. We can be gentle now. Feel yourself cooling. Settling. Becoming quiet as winter air. Fact 57. Architects and builders know that structures need something called settling time, a period after construction when the building adjusts to its environment, when materials compress and shift and find their natural resting state. You, too, need settling time. After the construction of your day, after all the building and doing and moving, you need time to settle into your natural state. Sleep is your settling time. Nothing is wrong. Everything is adjusting. You are not restless. You are settling. This is exactly right. Fact 58. In the practice of Tibetan dream yoga, practitioners learn to remain aware while dreaming, to recognize the dream state for what it is. But the deeper teaching is this: waking life is also a kind of dream. The problems you think are so solid, so urgent, they, too, have the quality of dreams. Vivid, yes. Compelling, yes. But ultimately, like all dreams, they will dissolve. You will wake from them. And this night, this rest, is the first step in that awakening. The problems are dreams too. And morning always comes. Fact 59. Physicists studying the nature of light discovered that it behaves as both a particle and a wave, depending on how you observe it. This is called wave-particle duality. You, too, contain dualities. You are both the one who has problems and the one who observes the problems. Both the one who worries and the space in which worry appears. You don't have to choose between these. You can be both. And in this moment, you can rest in the space between them. You are both the wave and the particle. Both the question and the silence that holds it. Fact 60. Farmers know about fallow fields, land that is deliberately left unplanted for a season to restore its nutrients. Fields that produce constantly become depleted. But a fallow field regenerates. It doesn't look productive. It looks empty. But beneath the surface, it is becoming rich again. You are fallow tonight. Not barren. Not wasted. Regenerating. Becoming rich with possibility. Emptiness is not nothing. It is everything waiting to grow. Fact 61. The Japanese practice of forest bathing or Shinrin-yoku involves simply being present in nature, absorbing its atmosphere. Studies show it reduces cortisol, lowers blood pressure, and improves mood. You are bathing now, but in darkness instead of forest. You are absorbing the atmosphere of night, letting it wash through you, cleanse you, restore you. The darkness is not empty. It is full of rest, full of healing, full of quiet nourishment. Let the darkness wash over you. You are bathing in night itself. Fact 62. String theory proposes that at the smallest level, everything in the universe is made of tiny vibrating strings. Different vibrations create different particles, different forms of matter. You are vibration. And right now, your vibration is slowing, deepening, becoming more resonant with the frequency of rest. You are literally tuning yourself to a different pitch. This is not metaphor. This is physics. You are becoming a song of sleep. Feel the vibration slowing. The frequency deepening. You are becoming a low, peaceful hum. Fact 63. There is an old Sufi teaching, die before you die. It means to release your attachment to the self, to surrender your grip on identity, before physical death requires it. Every night, you practice this teaching. You die a small death, your sense of self dissolves, your control releases, your identity fades. And every morning, you are reborn. Fresh. New. Unburdened by who you were yesterday. This is the gift that sleep offers, a chance to die and be reborn, over and over, for as long as you live. You are dying now. The good death. The necessary death. The death that promises morning. 70 minutes. More than an hour. You have traveled so far from where you began. Through permission and science. Through wisdom and wonder. Through the quantum and the cosmic. Through oceans and forests and fallow fields. And now, here, at the threshold of dreams, you find the simplest truth of all. You are allowed to let go. Not just of your problems. Of everything. Of trying. Of understanding. Of listening, even. You can release even this voice, these words, this gentle guidance. You can fall into silence so complete that nothing remains but breath. And even the breath can fade from your awareness. Until there is only darkness. Only depth. Only the vast, peaceful nothing that holds all things. You have done enough. You have listened enough. You have understood enough. Now, just sleep. If anything remains of your attention, let these words be like stars in a distant sky. You don't need to reach for them. Just let them exist, far away, while you rest in the darkness below. Fact 64. Astronomers have found that the universe is mostly made of dark matter and dark energy, substances we cannot see, cannot touch, cannot fully understand. 95% of everything that exists is invisible. And yet it holds galaxies together. It shapes the cosmos. The unseen is not less real than the seen. It is more fundamental. Right now, you are resting in your own dark matter. The invisible part of you that holds everything together. Trust what you cannot see. Most of what matters is invisible. Most of what you are is hidden, even from yourself. Fact 65. Caves around the world contain formations that take thousands of years to grow, stalactites forming one drop of water at a time. Patience measured in millennia. And yet each drop matters. Each moment of slow accumulation builds something magnificent. Your rest tonight is one drop. One small moment in a lifetime of accumulated healing. You don't need to heal everything tonight. Just this drop. Just this moment. The stalactite of your well-being is forming, slowly, in the dark. One night. One drop. It is enough. Fact 66. Musicians know that rests, the silences between notes, are as important as the notes themselves. Music is not just sound. It is sound and silence, woven together. Your life is a piece of music. The work, the effort, the problems, those are the notes. But tonight is a rest. Without it, there is no music. Only noise. You are not absent from your life right now. You are creating the silence that makes the music meaningful. The silence is part of the song. You are still making music, even now. Fact 67. Deep in the Mariana Trench, scientists discovered creatures living in complete darkness, under crushing pressure, in extreme cold. Life persists in the most impossible places. If life can exist there, then you can exist here, in this darkness, under the pressure of your concerns. Not just exist, rest. Flourish. Dream. The darkness is not hostile. Even at the bottom of the ocean, life has learned to call darkness home. You can live in this darkness. You already are. And you are safe here. Fact 68. The ancient Egyptians believed that each night, the sun god Ra traveled through the underworld, battling darkness, so that he could be reborn each dawn. Every sunset was a death. Every sunrise was a resurrection. You are on that same journey now, traveling through your own underworld. And at dawn, you too will be resurrected, not defeated by the night, but renewed by it. The darkness is not your enemy. It is the path to your becoming. The night is a journey, not a destination. Morning is already waiting. Fact 69. Geologists studying sedimentary rock can read the history of the Earth, each layer a story of time passing, of elements settling, of transformation happening in stillness. You, too, are creating layers tonight. Each hour of sleep adds another stratum to who you are. Tomorrow's you will contain tonight's rest, compressed and transformed into something solid. Something that can be built upon. You are not wasting time. You are creating your own bedrock. Layer by layer, you are becoming the ground beneath your own feet. Fact 70. In zero gravity, astronauts report that sleep feels different, without the sense of up or down, without weight, the body floats in absolute freedom. You may feel something similar now. As if the weight of everything has lifted. As if you are floating, untethered, free. This is what happens when you finally release the burden of solving. You discover that you can float. That you have been carrying weight unnecessarily. That you are lighter than you knew. Let yourself float now. Weightless. Free. Held by nothing and everything at once. Fact 71. Mycologists studying fungi discovered that they can enter a state of dormancy lasting decades, even centuries, waiting for the right conditions to grow again. Life paused but not ended. Potential preserved in stillness. You carry dormant possibilities within you, seeds of ideas, dreams not yet dreamed, versions of yourself not yet born. They are not dead. They are waiting. And this rest, this deep quiet, is the soil in which they sleep, preparing to emerge when the time is right. What's dormant is not lost. It is waiting for its season. Fact 72. The philosopher Martin Heidegger wrote about Gelassenheit, a word that means letting be or releasement. Not passive resignation, but active allowing. The wisdom to let things be what they are without forcing, without grasping, without needing to control. This is the ultimate skill of rest, Gelassenheit. You are practicing it now. Letting yourself be. Letting the night be. Letting the problems be, knowing they will still exist tomorrow, but they do not need you right now. Let it all be. Let yourself be. This is not giving up. This is profound wisdom. 80 minutes have passed, and by now you are more gone than here. More sleep than listening. More dream than thought. And this is exactly right. These words are no longer for your conscious mind. They are for something deeper. For the part of you that never sleeps, that is always listening, that is always held. You are so deeply at rest now. So far beneath the surface. The problems exist somewhere above you, on the surface of the water, but you have sunk below them. Down here, in the depths, there is only peace. Only pressure that feels like embrace. Only darkness that feels like home. Stay here. In the deep. In the dark. In the blessed release of not knowing, not solving, not doing. Just this. Just breath. Just being. Nothing more is required. You are dreaming now. Or you are the dream itself. And these words, if they reach you at all, reach you as a dream reaches, soft, symbolic, swimming through layers of meaning without need for understanding. Fact 73. In the deepest parts of winter, when lakes freeze over, life continues beneath the ice. Fish swim in the dark water. Plants rest on the bottom, waiting. The surface looks still, locked, frozen. But underneath, there is movement, there is life, there is continuation. Your surface may look still. But underneath, you are alive. You are moving through dreams. You are continuing, even in this frozenness, this stillness. Beneath the ice of sleep, you are still you. Still alive. Still moving in the dark water. Fact 74. Light takes 8 minutes to travel from the sun to the earth. When you watch a sunrise, you are seeing the sun as it was 8 minutes ago. You are always living in the recent past, perceiving what has already happened. This means that worry about the future is twice removed from reality. It is an imagination of something that hasn't happened yet, perceived through the delay of consciousness. Let it go. It is too far away to touch. Too far away to solve. The future you're worried about doesn't exist yet. It may never exist as you imagine it. Fact 75. Monks in certain Buddhist traditions practice sky gazing, staring into the open sky until the boundary between self and space dissolves. The vastness outside becomes the vastness inside. You are sky gazing now, but with your eyes closed. Gazing into the infinite space of inner darkness. And as you gaze, you dissolve. You become the space itself. Boundless. Endless. Free. You are not in the darkness. You are the darkness. Vast. Empty. Full. Fact 76. Glaciers move so slowly that you cannot see them moving, and yet they carve entire valleys, shape mountains, alter landscapes. Imperceptible movement that creates monumental change. Your healing happens at glacier speed. You cannot see it. You cannot feel it in any given moment. But over time, you are carving new valleys in your mind. Shaping new mountains of possibility. Trust the slowness. Trust the imperceptible. You are a glacier. Slow. Ancient. Unstoppable. Fact 77. In certain indigenous traditions, dreams are considered more real than waking life, the true reality that daylight obscures. The dream world is where ancestors speak, where wisdom lives, where the soul remembers what the mind forgets. You are in that real world now. More real than the problems waiting in the waking world. More true than any worry. This is not escape. This is arrival. You have arrived in the real place. The true place. Stay here. Fact 78. Scientists studying the expansion of the universe discovered that space itself is stretching, growing, creating distance between galaxies. You are expanding too. Your capacity to hold contradictions, to be both tired and okay, both troubled and at peace, is stretching. You are becoming more spacious. Large enough to contain everything without being consumed by anything. This is what rest gives you, spaciousness. Feel yourself expanding. Becoming vast enough to hold it all without effort. Fact 79. The lotus flower, sacred in many Eastern traditions, has roots in mud but blooms above water. It cannot bloom without the mud, without the darkness, without the depth. Your problems are the mud. Your struggles are the depth. But they are not where you live. You live in the bloom, above the surface, in the light. The mud nourishes but does not define. Rest is when you float to the surface and remember, you are the bloom, not the mud. The mud is necessary. But you are the flower that it feeds. Fact 80. Paleontologists have discovered fossils of creatures that lived hundreds of millions of years ago, preserved perfectly in ancient rock. Time has passed, but the imprint remains. You will leave imprints too, not of your worries, not of your problems, but of your kindness, your love, your moments of rest. Long after you've forgotten tonight's concerns, the fact that you rested, that you were gentle with yourself, will remain. An imprint in the stone of your life. What you do tonight matters. And what you're doing is resting. That will be remembered. Fact 81. There is a phenomenon called Eigengrau, the color your eyes see in total darkness. It's not pure black but a soft, dark gray. Even in absolute darkness, your visual system creates a gentle shade. You are never in complete blackness. Even when everything feels dark, your own consciousness creates a soft light. You carry illumination within you, always. Even now. Especially now. The darkness has color. You create light even in the absence of light. 90 minutes. An hour and a half. You have traveled beyond listening, beyond understanding, perhaps beyond consciousness itself. And yet something in you receives these words. Some deep part of you that is always awake, always aware, always held. To that part of you, I say this, you have done so well. You have released. You have trusted. You have let yourself be carried by the night. And now, as we move toward the final stretch, there is nothing left to do. No more facts needed. No more truths to discover. Only the infinite permission to dissolve completely. To become nothing but breath. To become nothing but darkness. To become nothing but peace. You are almost entirely gone now. And that is the most beautiful thing. The most complete success. The most perfect rest. Let go of even this voice. Let go of words. Let go of knowing. Just sleep. Only sleep. Nothing but sleep. If there is still a thread, the thinnest thread of awareness, let it drift here, in these final whispers, and then let even these dissolve into the endless night. Fact 82. At the bottom of the ocean, there are places where no light has ever reached. Not in millions of years. And yet, creatures there create their own light, bioluminescence, cold and blue and beautiful. In your deepest darkness, you too make your own light. You cannot see it, but it is there. Glowing softly. Guiding nothing and no one. Just existing. Just being beautiful in the dark. You are making light right now. In ways you'll never see. Fact 83. The pause between heartbeats is called diastole, the moment when the heart rests, fills, prepares. Without diastole, the heart cannot beat again. The pause is not absence. It is preparation for continuation. You are in diastole now. The pause before the next beat. The rest before the next day. Nothing is ending. Everything is preparing. This is not emptiness. This is the refilling. Fact 84. Mapmakers once wrote, "Here be dragons in the blank spaces of unexplored territory." But explorers discovered that the dragons were imaginary. The blank spaces held only more world. More land. More life. The unknown is not monstrous. It is simply unknown. Your unsolved problems are blank spaces on a map. When you reach them tomorrow, you will not find dragons. You will find more of yourself, capable and continuing. The dragons are imaginary. There is only more world to discover. Fact 85. In particle physics, there are virtual particles, appearing and disappearing constantly, existing for infinitesimally small moments. They pop into existence from nothing, then vanish back into nothing. Your worries are like virtual particles. They appear. They feel real. And then they vanish. Nothing about them is permanent. Nothing about them is solid. They are ghost thoughts in the quantum foam of your mind. Let them flicker. Let them vanish. They were never real to begin with. Fact 86. Ancient sundials could only measure time when the sun was shining. At night, time became unmeasurable, infinite, free. You are living in sundial time now. The clock has no power. Time has become soft, elastic, meaningless. You could be here for hours or moments. It doesn't matter. The night has set you free from measurement. You are outside of time now. Free floating in eternity. Fact 87. Redwood trees, some of the oldest living things on Earth, survive fires by having bark thick enough to protect their inner core. The outside may char, but the inside lives on. You have thick bark too. The difficulties of today have touched your surface, but your core is untouched. Safe. Alive. Growing. Your essential self is fireproof. The outer layers can burn. The core of you never does. Fact 88. There is a concept in systems theory called requisite variety, the idea that a system must contain as much complexity as the environment it operates in. You are infinitely complex. Infinitely varied. Whatever challenge awaits tomorrow, you already contain the variety needed to meet it. Not because you've solved it in advance, but because you are vast enough to adapt. You always have been. You contain all the answers you will ever need. They live in your variety. Fact 89. The moon has no light of its own. It only reflects the sun. And yet we call it moonlight, give it credit, write poems about it. Borrowed light is still light. If you feel like you have nothing to give tomorrow, remember, you can reflect. You can borrow. You can shine with someone else's light until your own returns. There is no shame in reflection. The moon has been doing it for billions of years. You don't have to generate light. You can reflect it. That is enough. Fact 90. In the deepest meditation, practitioners report a state called emptiness or void, not a frightening emptiness but a spacious, peaceful one. The absence of content. The presence of pure potential. You are touching that void now. Empty of problems. Empty of solutions. Empty of everything except the capacity to be. This is not loss. This is liberation. Empty is not nothing. Empty is everything, before it becomes something. Fact 91. Astronomers discovered that new stars are born in nebulae, clouds of gas and dust so dense and dark they obscure everything behind them. Darkness is the womb of stars. Your darkness tonight is not barren. It is pregnant with light you cannot yet see. Stars are forming in you. They will be born in the morning. The darkness is creating. Even now. Especially now. Fact 92. There are desert seeds that can lie dormant for decades, waiting for a single rainstorm to bloom. One night of rain, and they cover the desert in flowers. You are that seed. Dormant until the right moment. And tomorrow, or the next day, or whenever the moment comes, you will bloom. Not because you tried. Because you waited. Because you rested. Because you trusted. The bloom is coming. It only looks like sleep. Fact 93. The oldest known living organism is a colony of seagrass, over 100,000 years old. It has survived by growing slowly, spreading gradually, enduring patiently. You are learning that same survival, slow growth, gradual change, patient endurance. This night is one small moment in your 100,000-year life. One breath in an eternal existence. You have time. More time than you can imagine. This one night is not the end of anything. Fact 94. In mathematics, there is a concept called zero, not the absence of quantity but a quantity in itself. A number that holds space. A value that is neither positive nor negative. Tonight, you are zero. Not empty. Not full. Just present. Just holding space for yourself. Just being the number that makes all other numbers possible. You are zero. And zero is sacred. Zero is the beginning of everything. Fact 95. Cave paintings from 40,000 years ago show that humans have always tried to capture something, beauty, meaning, moments that matter. You are not capturing anything tonight. You are releasing. You are becoming the opposite of those ancient painters. Not holding on to the moment but letting every moment go. This is its own art form. The art of release. Let go. Let go. Let everything go. Fact 96. The philosopher Lao Tzu wrote, "The usefulness of a cup is in its emptiness." Tonight, you are the cup. Emptied. Ready to be filled. But only tomorrow. Only when morning comes. For now, stay empty. Trust the emptiness. Know that it is what makes you useful, receptive, ready. Empty is your most powerful state. Empty is readiness itself. Fact 97. Scientists studying silence discovered that true silence doesn't exist. There is always some sound, some vibration. Even in the most soundproof room, you hear your own heartbeat, your own blood flowing. You are never in complete silence because you are always alive. And right now, that's all that matters. Not solving. Not thinking. Just the sound of your own aliveness, quiet and constant. You are alive. Listen to that sound. It is the only sound that matters. Fact 98. The horizon is an illusion, a line that appears to exist but doesn't. You can walk toward it forever and never reach it. Your problems are horizons. They seem solid, fixed, real. But they are constructions of perspective. Tomorrow, when you wake, the horizon will have moved. The problems will look different. Because you will be standing in a different place. And the horizon always moves when you move. The problems are not fixed. They are illusions of perspective. They will shift when you shift. Fact 99. In the vacuum of space, sound cannot travel. There is no medium to carry it. But light still travels. Even in emptiness, light persists. You may feel empty tonight. Hollowed out. Void of solutions. But your light still travels. Your essential brightness still moves through the vacuum. Silently. Invisibly. But absolutely. Your light doesn't need sound. It doesn't need anything. It just is. Fact 100. And finally, sleep is the only truly democratic experience. Every human who has ever lived has slept. Kings and peasants. Saints and sinners. Geniuses and fools. It is the one thing we all share, the one experience that unites every human across all of time. You are joining that communion now. The billions who have slept before you, the billions sleeping now, the billions yet to come. You are not alone in this. You are part of the great human act of surrender, repeated every night, since the beginning. You are sleeping with all of humanity. Past, present, future. You are home. 100 facts. 100 permissions. 100 ways of saying the same thing. You don't need to solve anything tonight. The journey is complete. You have traveled from the simple permission to rest, through the science of sleep, through wisdom traditions and quantum physics, through oceans and stars and darkness and light. And you have arrived here, at the place you've been all along, safe, at rest, held by the night. Nothing more is needed. Nothing more will be said. Just this: sleep now. Sleep deeply. Sleep completely. Sleep with the peace of knowing that morning will come, that you will wake, that the world will continue, and that you will be renewed. The night is yours. The darkness is yours. The rest is yours. Take it. It has been waiting for you all day. Good night.